Welcome back. This is part 2 of FNAF thingy thing. So let's start, and I hope you enjoy. The chapter itself is called Help on the First Night. Well, that's the scenario for this. Golden Freddy. Well, good evening, Miss Elizabeth, smiled Goldie, waving to you as you entered for your shift. Hey, you muttered, feeling tired already. He frowned as he followed you to the office. What's wrong? He asked, leaning against the entrance to the room. Nothing, just sleepy. He yawned, his eyes widened slightly. You may not want to sleep on the job, he pointed out. You glanced at him with tired eyes. Nah, you think? Shark had some evidence in your voice. He gave a glare back. Ha ha. Very funny. But since you're just starting out, how about I help you stay awake? He said, walking closer and sitting on the floor. Rolling your eyes, you sigh. Fine. It's just a security shift. Nothing's gonna happen unless someone breaks in, you say, turning the cameras into the stage. He scuffed. You would think that, wouldn't you? He stared up at the screen. Silence followed for a few minutes before you noticed something. Did that robot just move? You jump up from your seat, staring at the screen. Goldie gave a small laugh. Yeah, we leave him on free roam at night. You were already scanning through other cameras to find the purple bunny that no longer remained on stage. This was not in the job description. You glare back at the man who gave you this job. He gave a weak smile. Relax, Miss Elizabeth. I told you we have these doors closed for a reason. He got up and flipped the camera as well, finding the bunny right outside the door. He jumped a bit and quickly looked at you. Don't look at me. These are your robots, you hissed. With a frown, he uttered something that sank your heart. Yeah, but I don't know how to stop them. You quickly rushed to the button beside the door and smashed it. The door came down with a loud clang. You glare back at your boss. Some help you are, you say. Freddy. You sat in your little office, searching through the cameras. Two of the animatronics had moved, and you were starting to freak out. Why are they moving? You yell at the screen before you. You flip back to the main stage, a sigh of relief escaping you as you saw that Freddy was still there. I wonder why Goldie named the band members after his brother and his friends. Maybe that's what little kid Freddy wanted. That's what little kid Freddy wanted when he was little. A pizza joint and a bear named after him. You shake your head and hear something outside your door. You quickly reach for his bun, but notice it only to be Freddy, the human one. Seemed he was having trouble finding his way. And he was in danger with all those animatronics roaming about. Freddy! You yell, quickly pulling him into your office. He blinked at you, blushing sheepishly. Sorry. My brother said you might be having trouble on your first day, and I wanted to see how you were faring, he said, bowing deeply. Forgive me for intruding. You shake your head and rub your temple. Well, I was doing fine until the animatronics started moving. You glare at him. No one told you? Told me what? That they're on a free roaming setting? You both were silent. No! You finally yell, quickly covering your mouth, hearing something running. Quick, the door! Freddy hissed. You nod quickly and hit the button just in time. You gave a sigh of relief. Jeez, you guys should stay and help you, Freddy said, sitting on the desk. He pulled off his top hat and smiled. You glanced at the door, then at your power levels. Damn, those doors suck up a lot of power, you mumble. Freddy nodded. Yeah, but as long as you make it to 6 a.m., you'll be fine. He looked out the window, seeing the yellow chicken staring at the two of you. Open the door, but close that one, he whispered to you. You do as he says and bite your lower lip. This was going to be some night, but at least Freddy knew what to do. Bonnie. Hey, you're early, smiled Bonnie as he walked in the front doors of the pizza place. Come to see me, did ya? He winked at you. You smiled weakly. Actually, no. I came to go over everything with Goldie. You know, getting some training before tonight. You walk towards the office. Bonnie quickly follows. Ah, shucks. You just missed him. He left for the day. The purple-haired male snapped his fingers and shook his head. But hey, I know how this stuff works. Matter of fact, I was a security guard for a while. You raise an eyebrow at him. You? A security guard? You suppress a laugh. Right. This seemed to upset him. Hey, just because I don't look tough doesn't mean I can't hurt someone, he defended. You rolled your eyes when sitting in the tiny office. Yeah. So tell me how things work. The pop star wannabe huffed and stomped over. Look, I know they don't tell you this when you sign up, but those animatronics are evil. He flips on the screen and puts a camera on the stage. The three robots were off for now and just stood there. You roll your eyes. Right. You laughed. He glared at you. I'm serious, he growled. This made you stop and look at the screen. They were left on free roam setting at night. Back in '87, when the bite occurred, they had to do some work on him. He gave a small frown. Poor souls. He turned the camera off and looked at you. But hey, just stay alive and you'll be A-okay. Right? He smiled. Wait, stay alive? Since when was your life in danger? What do you mean, stay alive? You panic. He only patted your head. You'll be fine. It's the first night. They're less aggressive today. You know, since it's only Monday, he looked at the clock on the wall. And with that, I must be off. Don't like staying around here for too long. He gave you a thumbs up. Don't worry, you'll be fine. He winked again, blew you a kiss, and jolted out the door just as your shift started. Foxy. Foxy sat outside the pizzeria waiting for you to come in. Hidden behind a few boxes, he jumped out and scared you as you walked up. You actually came! He said, jumping out. You shriek, reeling back to punch him. Last, just be me, he said, holding up his hands to block you. Hearing him made you relax a bit, feeling your heart race. Don't do that! You hit him with your hat. He gave a small smile. Hey, sorry. He rubbed the back of his head and looked around. They all be gone now? He asked curiously. You looked up at the dimly lit pizza joint and nodded. Yeah, I think they leave early for some reason, you mumbled, walking towards the door and walking in, Foxy behind you. I don't blame him. I don't. He shook his head. Creepy creatures, those robotics. He shivered as he walked by the stage with you. Leave him on free roam at night. You flick on the light to the office and sit down. Free roam? Like what? You asked, setting up your area. Foxy sat down on the floor beside your chair and sighed. They be roaming around the pizzeria at night, looking for new victims. He nodded, watching you scan through the cameras. Almost was caught by one. I was. He stared up at you. You glanced down at him and raised an eyebrow. That one right there, he said, looking back at the screen. Freddy Fazbear stood staring off into space with those creepy eyes that remind you so much of a human. But good old Foxy was too fast for the scallywag. Yahar! He laughed to himself. He smiled slightly, listening to his stories and keeping an eye on those damned robots. He was quite entertaining to have around. With that, his pirate lingo and fun stories, you were pretty sure all made up. But nonetheless, it was better than sitting alone in the dark waiting to be killed by robotic animals. So, well guys, that was another chapter of FNAF, the fan fiction that I found on Quotev. So I hope you enjoyed and have an amazing day or night. I don't know. And I hope you stay happy. Never let people upset you and have a great day or night. I don't know. Peace out, my beautiful wolf.